Hey guys, it's me Harsh and welcome back to my channel Baking Vibes. Today I will be showing you how to make Domino style cheese burst pizza. We will be making the base as well as the cheese sauce from scratch. So without any further ado, let's get started. The things that you will require for the dough are 2 cups of all-purpose flour, half cup of warm water plus as required, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of instant or active dry yeast, and 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. So our first step is to activate our yeast. So into the water we will add in our sugar, give it a little stir. And now we will add in our yeast. We will just stir it until it is mixed and then leave it on the countertop or somewhere it is warm until the yeast is activated, that is, you can see bubbles or some froth on the top of the surface. As you can see, the yeast has activated, it has gotten frothy, which means it is ready to use. So now we will prepare our dry ingredients. So into the flour we will add in our salt and give it a mix. After that we will prepare a well in the center, somewhat like this, and then add in our olive oil, followed by a yeast mixture. Just give it a stir and then pour it all in. Now using a spoon we will mix all of these ingredients together until a scraggly dough forms, and once our scraggly dough is ready we will turn the mixture out onto the countertop and then knead it with our hands for about 5 to 10 minutes. I have kneaded the dough for about 10 minutes and you can see it is very soft. I have also added about 3 to 4 tablespoons of water. Now we will take the same bowl, we will add a little bit of oil and grease the bottom and the sides of the bowl a little bit, and then apply a little bit on the top of the dough. Now we will keep this into the bowl and cover it using a cling film. If you don't have a cling film or a cling wrap, then what you can do is use a clean kitchen cotton towel instead. And now we will let it rest in a warm place for about an hour or two until it doubles in size. Now we will make our cheese sauce, which will act as a cheese burst element. So for that we will need 1.5 cups of processed cheese cubes. I have grated them. You will also need 3/4 cup of whole milk, 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour. So we will start by keeping a pot on low heat. I am using my induction today. I have set it on low flame. We will add in our milk. We will let it heat up a little bit. Once you can see the milk has starting to boil, Now add in your flour and give it a good whisk. Make sure that there are no lumps. Once the flour is completely mixed in, we will add in our cheese. Now it is time to add in our cheese. And we will once again whisk it. We will keep heating the mixture until the cheese melts. Now that the cheese is completely melted, we will take it off the heat. Now we will add in our butter and give it a whisk. You don't need to completely wait for it to melt because it will eventually melt. Now using a hand blender like this, we will emulsify the mixture. Now we will transfer our sauce into a bowl. You can also use a container, and then we will just cover it with cling film, making sure that the surface of the sauce gets completely covered by the film, and then keep it in the refrigerator for about 1 to 2 hours or until it's completely chilled. Now the dough is doubled in size. We will remove the cling film and plop out the dough. Now we will knead it once again to get it back into its shape. And once you have kneaded it, we will give it a shape of a log or a rectangle, something like this. And once you have done that, we will divide the dough into the ratio of 1:3 or 1/4 and 3/4. So we will cut it like this. So we have our 1/4 and 3/4 part. We will roll both of them into dough balls. Now the two dough balls are ready. We will keep the bigger one aside. And now for the smaller one, we will sprinkle some cornmeal. You can also use all-purpose flour. It won't make a huge difference. And now we will roll it out into a thin tortilla or a chapati. We are doing this so that we can cover the cheese sauce and make our base. So it does not have to be a perfect circle because anyways we will be trimming it a little bit. It should be so thin, as you can see. So now it is ready, and we will be just cooking it only halfway through onto a stove. So let's go. Now before I put it, I want to show you one thing, that I pricked it with fork so that it doesn't bubble up a lot. Now we will just put it onto our griddle or tawa and just half cook it. So we just need some brown spots appearing on the chapati or a tortilla, and then we know that it is ready. This is what we're looking for, just some brown spots, not completely, because then the rest will be baking in the oven, and it is ready. Now we will sprinkle some cornmeal again. Take our bigger dough ball, sprinkle some more on top, and then we will roll this out into our desired shape. So when you roll this out, you have to make sure that the tortilla is smaller than our actual base. Now we will transfer this onto a baking tray, which I have already greased with oil. If you want, you can also use a pizza screen or a pizza pan. Okay, once you have done that, we will use a fork to dock it a little so that it doesn't puff up a lot. Now once we have done that, we will take the cheese sauce that we have already prepared earlier. We will just give it a stir. And now we will spread it onto our pizza base. We have to make sure of one thing, that we leave about half an inch of gap near the edges. And now once that we have spread this, we will just check if our tortilla perfectly fits or we need to trim it. It seems that it is okay except for this and this part, so we'll just trim it a little bit with using our scissors. So now this is also almost around. We will keep this, gently press it, and then we have to seal it by folding this on top, and for making it easier I will be using some water. So just apply a little bit of water on the edges. Once we have wet the sides of the dough, we will now just fold this on top and lightly press it. I also wet the top over here and sealed it like this. So now our crust and a pizza base is ready. Now we will spread some pizza sauce. I am using my homemade pizza sauce. For that the video link is given over here. Once we have spread our pizza sauce, now it is time to sprinkle on the cheese. I am using mozzarella cheese. Once we have sprinkled our cheese, it is now for topping. You can use your favorite toppings. All I am using right now is bell peppers and onions. We will just press it a little, and then it is ready to go into a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius for about 15 minutes, or until the crust is a little bit golden brown and the cheese is all perfectly melted. Once the pizza is baked, you need to give it some time to cool so that the cheese just doesn't start oozing out. And that is how easy it is to make a cheese burst pizza. It is so delicious and so oozing with cheese, so you have to try it. Once you make it, don't forget to post them in your social media handles and tag me in them, or send me the pictures, for which all the social media links are in the description box below. If you haven't already, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. I will see you guys soon. Until then, keep baking and stay happy.